Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Lucid. We're jumping back into our game with Atlantis. It's turn 28, I believe. And I'm a few turns away from my current turn. I kind of got a tiny bit behind. Message has arrived from Micklin. I can send you 25 water gems for 25 nature. I'm wondering a bit about the meta of gem worth in trades. I think water and iron are considered less valuable than, say, D and E. And then, so I think I send him back a message. We'll go ahead and talk about that. I say, hey, I got a couple water gem sites, so all of a sudden I need less... Oh, you know what we didn't talk about is I cast... Okay, there's an important thing we didn't talk about last episode, which is upon finishing Conjuration 5, I got Voice of Tiamat, and as you can see, I cast that a couple times. So anyway, I say I'm wondering a bit about the meta of gems and trades. So, okay, what I sent back is saying that in terms of gems, fire and water are normally the least valuable, death is often the most valuable, everything else is kind of a toss-up or equal. Maybe with earth being next. Most of the time people trade gems 1-to-1 though, so it's pretty unlikely that people trade gems at a non-1-to-1 ratio, because gem trading is not super common. Okay, we got a Frostbrand from Yes, which is really nice. And then the Crone of Avalon claimed the Throne of the Moon. Okay, Voice of Tiamat, all these castings. So we cast on almost every single underwater province we had. We did this primarily with our capital mages, and so we just kind of gave up a turn of research. Sparkling Current, I think this is a Air 1 site. Oh no, it's a Fire 1 site. Underwater Caves and the Cave of Underwater Ice. Cavern of Underwater Ice, that's a Water 1 and an Air 1 site. Then Copper Cliff, that's an Earth 1 site. Then we had Ridge of Ice, Fossilized Conch, and Rune of Earth. Rune of Earth kind of sucks. Earth Ritual range boosted by 2. Earth 1, and then Water 1. Then we found a Maelstrom, that's a Water 2. Then a Sweetwater Current, that's a Water 1. Then we had Rock Crab Colonies, which is an Earth 1. And then Frozen Deeps, which I think is a Water 1. Okay, and that's it. So in total, we got 11 gems out of that. And we can not worry about site searching anymore for the elemental paths, so the OCD part of my mind can just relax. We don't have to be sitting there with that 2 and wondering if there was that level 3 magic site that was hiding. And that is a real quality of life improvement, because I would sit here stressing every turn about, well, should I put this gear on this guy or spend these gems to do the site searching spell? Even when it's not worth it, you know? It's hard to calm the OCD brain. I'm not really OCD, but you know what I mean. Okay. So this was his fort, which we just went and sat on top of. Pelagia is attacking me here, and this was the province I was hoping he would raid, but he apparently is not going to. Oh, Pangea attacked me there too. I'm not sure what that's about. Okay. So Yis attacks. Are we going to get water gems? Nope, instead our guy just dies. So that kind of sucks. Anyway, rest in peace, my friend. He served, he served well. He baited out a lot of gems. And this is Darth Dragon, you did well. It's not in any way an irreplaceable hero. It's a hero, but I don't really care that much about it. It's not very special. Kind of good HP pool, but honestly, the Kings of the Deep are better with 2 magic paths. That was this one. The only thing I'm a little upset about is we did not burn any gems that I could tell. Magma Children. Okay, so Arco. Okay, this is the other kind of thing that's happened in the game. And I'm probably off by a turn or two, but let's go talk about it. So, I'm trying to kind of cover some of the Diplo, but I haven't really been doing a great job. So where the hell is Arco? Here they are. So, what has been happening down here, and we haven't really been watching this part of the map, but Arco had this huge army of chariots. And Agartha kept posturing between these three provinces. And they were like in this stalemate, because neither one of them wanted to attack into each other, because they knew the other person had PD. But eventually, Arcocephaly was like, okay, screw it, we're doing it, and they launched a big attack. And as a result of the attack, their entire army got crushed with like extremely minimal losses from Agartha. Now, what I will say is that apparently this was due to poor scripting from Arco. Like, all his chariots got bunched up behind his own front line, so they couldn't trample anything. And the other effect of that was that Agartha apparently had a pretty big crossbow contingent, and those just pelted his chariots with arrows. And so it was about as bad as you could have scripted it. So it's not clear how that would have played out if the armies were scripted better, but anyway, that's what happened. So Agartha has now made the move here and has claimed this fort. So good for Agartha. He's defended himself. He was down to just, I think this was his home. He was down to just, the smallest handful of provinces. And now he's all the way back up at this, he's taking kind of a bunch of Arco land, but it appears Arco is raiding all around him. So while Agartha is making some progress, he's not making, game-breaking progress here. But he's staying in the game, so that's really cool. Pelagia, on the other hand, I think at this point, who is right down here, I think he is mostly out of it. And I don't know how it ended, I just know that the coalition, the monkeys have paid for it with their life, as they've basically been getting eaten by TNG. And Pythium, I think, might have been the one that successfully kind of delivered the killing blow to the Pelagian giants. But they are kind of out of it now. We see this army is significantly weaker. I assume that means that Pan came out and attacked it, but I'm not totally sure. Okay, what else? So anyway, that's okay. So not too much happened this turn. I knew there was going to be a fight here, and I thought about moving my guy in to fight. I kind of didn't want to, because one thing I don't know, and I don't know if he wants to do this, but my god is slightly vulnerable to magic tool. And basically, if he has he does have access to Astral 2s. His Astral 1s only have a 3% chance of killing me, and that 3% chance involves them dying also. So if he only had Astral 1s, it wouldn't be that scary, but his Astral 2s have an 8% chance of killing me. And 3% chance or something like that is them killing me without them even dying. But the rest of it, the other 5%, is they die too. So that's actually what I'm most scared about. There's other things he can do with this script, potentially, or he's going to have Soul Slay eventually, and then a lot of my fun times are going to be over. But hopefully by that point I have Shark Attack, and if I have Shark Attack and he doesn't, I'm basically going to win all the underwater fights. So I need a big enough army, I need Shark Attack, and then we're just going to go gangbusters. So that's kind of the plan. If we look at our income now after all of this, we have 4 fire, 1 air, so kind of a pittance of air, not very good. A fair amount of water now, 16. That was what a lot of the water gems we found, or a lot of the gems we found were water gems. And then 5 pearls, which is okay, and 4 nature. We're going to be getting death though, and we do need to run up, not right now, but we do need to run up evocation just to get arcane probing. So that will be pretty valuable. And we've been through that, we've been through this. Okay, so what are our moves? Well, now that he knows what I have here, I'm thinking he may bring in this army with whatever he's calculated enough to just kill this PD. Now, if he does that, we're going to go ahead and move everybody down here, right? Including our water elemental summoners. And in doing so, I think we would win this. If he sends all of that and we have this much PD plus water elemental summoners, plus these guys, plus some Shark Tribe on hold and attack rear, I think we would win. Meanwhile, this army is coming up this way. And, yeah. I think that's it. Get our King of the Deep here, which will be nice. We have a lot of these Earth guys, too, which is really good. These are the Earth ones are your best thugs. Especially if you have these guys to fluff them with Body Ethereal. They're really solid. Okay, so the other thing we have going on is we are going to be taking this from Pan. And I kind of thought about thugging this guy out, but it turns out it doesn't work very well. What we're going to do instead is Guard Commander and Fire Elemental summoning. And this is actually a pretty damn solid way to raid PD. We've given him extra gems, which kind of was a mistake. I probably should have done something like that. I don't know. I'm a little worried with this. What this is going to do is it's going to allow him to finish summoning all the fire elementals and cast Liquid Body. So, yeah. He's going to basically use these only for fatigue, because the 3 he has from Elemental Apprentice, which is a Lucid Thematic Gem Gen item, and then from Fire in a Jar is enough for him to get both of these fire elementals off. The additional ones are so that he can just not be super fatigued out and get Liquid Body off, and that way these guys don't get lucky and snipe my commander. So it probably would work without it, but this is just a few extra gems to make sure I don't lose an important mage, and all those items. So coming down here, we're also moving this guy up here with with some War Shamblers as bodyguards. And next turn, they're both going to come in here and summon Fire Elementals at the Knights. And Fire Elementals actually do pretty well against Knights, because that hoof attack is going to hit their Fire Shield and cause them to take a fair amount of damage. Okay. And then they also have an AoE attack, which is going to ignore their defense. So anyway, it's a good tool. And I think that is about it for this turn. We're going to go ahead and pull up the next turn, which will be turn 29. Okay, greetings Atlantis. After progressive provincial sale disputes with the vile Pelagian nation, we are hard at work recruiting a fresh sales team to press into their present territory. Soon their tyrannical knights will be a distant, dark memory for the fair and monopolistic peoples of the sea, and non-monopolistic peoples of the sea. Okay. We found a site, a starlit pond. That's an Astral 1 site, I believe. And, okay. So now Pelagia has gone back on the offensive, so let's see what happens here. Okay, this is just my PD. Okay. I didn't actually realize that. Does all my PD get a priest? That's actually interesting. What this means, and I didn't think about this during the national overview, is that potentially, if you got a really good bless, you would have decent thugs as part of your PD. And if you only go PD 1, you could potentially have these guys strong enough to kill things. If you thought about doing a PD, like a thug bless, this would be a pretty good reason to do that. I'm not sure what it would be or how good it would have to be to work. But anyway, it's definitely worth thinking about for that reason, if no other. Okay, they're attacking us on top of their lake. I think we have somebody scripted to just retreat. Oh no, Pelagia routed. We had this guy scripted. It was like playing chicken. Neither of us wanted to fight. I think my guy was scripted to retreat, but after more turns than his. Okay, so he had enough people to cause, or enough gems to cause gem baiting, which kind of sucks. I wasted 3 gems, but I'll survive that. Okay, he is pinging me on my little island. Okay, and we're attacking Pelagia here. Fire Elemental's coming out. Okay, we can see that was pretty effective. Okay, and so that's about it. An Earth Gnome joined us, we got some gems. We got 10 to PD, which is very nice. This was actually in a province that could use it. So we're up to a whopping 30. And some of these are sacred, so this is a very well-defended province now. And then we get some gold. So luck working out for us yet again. We are cranking out a lot of Amazons, and our Amazons are now going out. We've got one here that's site searching, and hopefully we find some goodies. She's already site searched here. We're gonna go site search here, and then I'm not sure what the next destination is. She's site searching too, and is gonna run around. I'm hoping we find the Nature 1 fort. If we get just one of those, I'll be a very, very happy puppy. And yeah, so we're gonna keep doing that. Here we are making Shambler skin armor. Because we're going to need a few of them. We're going to need them for our bats, which are now going to be coming out. Like, I'm getting a bat next turn. And yeah. So that's really good. And honestly, if I just get one bat out, that's like, I'm halfway there. Because with no death income, I'm only going to be able to cast it a few times, Dark Knowledge. But getting 2 or 3 would be better, because I could then kind of site search a little bit with the other ones, and then cast Dark Knowledge with 1. So, anyway, something to think about. So anyway, I think that is about all the events for this turn. Let's talk about what we're going to do. So we have reset Mr. Hands. We have given him the Frost Brand. And, yeah. Now we just need him to go kill a bunch of stuff. We've also given him the Burning Pearl. He's gonna teleport on top of this army, and I'm hoping we can kill it. Let's take a look at it. It has kind of a lot of mage support. So it's going to be a little annoying to fight, but I don't think he can kill it with this. I don't think so. So anyway, we're gonna drop on. I think these mages have a fair amount of water gems too, if I'm correct. They have some, but not a ton. Anyway, we can probably use all those and then fight that. This army here, I want to go ahead and start sieging this fort down. So we're going to go ahead and move kind of everything here. The other thing I have to worry about is he can send mages out to potentially take this. And if he does that again, I want to win. So here we're going to be doing summon water power, quickness, quickness, summon water elementals, and then quickness, quickness, water elementals, and then same thing here. Except with Earth Elemental first. The quickness stuff is just so that if we get gem baited, it's not going to work. And we have these guys... Oh, we do have conservative gem usage. That's probably a mistake. Do I have it on all these guys? No, this guy doesn't. Okay. So he'll just spam out water elementals all day long. I think that guy will too. This guy just won't. He was conservative. So that's okay. We've got 2 Holy Threes that are going to be blasting away. This guy we're going to leave in Preach. I really want to get my Dominion here. And I keep moving him around and not preaching. Maybe I should just commit him to a province and preach, but I think we're going to do it here. Which is fine. If he dies, I don't really care, to be honest, because I would rather have one of my Astral guys, which I don't have yet. But, like, ideally I get an Astral one of these, and then they become my Prophet. And it will be a very good defensive tool, because I can teleport him on friendly lands where he'll get an HP bonus, and he can also teleport around to claim thrones. So, we're not quite at the teleporting phase yet, because I don't have Starshine Skullcaps, but I'll be getting them. My Astral income is not great. That's another thing I really need to work on. So, you can see I've already queued up Evocation here after Construction 6. Construction 6, I have to get to it. It's going to give me lanterns, so it's pretty important. But yeah, that's basically it. We're going to be dropping on top of this army again. I'm moving these guys in here in the normal phase. They won't be there in time. And then we're preparing to have basically a big battle here on top of this fort if he comes out. If he doesn't come out, we are going to be knocking down the fort walls. And I think this is enough to one-turn pop his fort. So that would be kind of cool. I don't know if we're going to go inside, because it's a little scary, but we'll see. Okay, so anyway, I think that's it. Let's check diplomacy. I almost ended. Okay, no diplomacy. Thank you guys. See you next time.